Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today, we're going to expose scumbag leftist liar and sub buyer Cult of Dusty. So, I had not heard about this dude until last night, when specifically I was looking through some feeds and stuff like that, and just, you know, like YouTube tends to do, they'll give you it's like weird algorithmic stuff or whatever where they will like you'll watch like one video about some topic and they'll just give you like related topic videos and stuff like that here and there. And one of the ones that popped up in the feed was specifically this one right here that says Nazis clash with other right-wing groups at drag queen protest. And I'm like, what do you mean other right-wing groups? First of all, dickhead, neo-Nazis are not right-wing at all. And yeah, then he goes in, like, I decided, okay, I'm going to watch this video or whatever, because it was like 7-minute video or whatever there. And this Dusty guy goes into all kinds of gaslighting bullshit about how supposedly, like, all Nazis in America are on the right side of history. And it's like, what are you even talking about, dude? Antifa and BLM, by definition, are National Socialists, which is where the whole Nazi moniker comes from to begin with, back in Hitler's regime in the 1930s and 40s. It was literally National Socialist, aka Nazi. And yeah, when you look at the definition of that, it fits fucking BLM and Antifa perfectly at this point in history, dude. So to sit there and say, like, every Nazi's on the right side of history, or whatever the case be, is an absolute lie, is what it is. It's a straight up fucking slanderous lie. And honestly, every single person that was there that day in Wadsworth last weekend now has a defamation and slander lawsuit against this Dusty dude. Because he's straight up trying to lump them in with actual neo-Nazis, if there even are neo-Nazis for that matter, because for the first and foremost on that one, the main guy who was open carrying that day is named like Chris Palladius or something like that. He's from fucking Maine, by the way. I didn't find this out until after the fact when I was looking up Ford Fisher stuff last week, and it was his Twitter account. A bunch of people had identified that dude that had like the actual like Nazi tattoos and stuff on his face is what it was. So yeah, he's a fucking dude from Maine. He's not even from the state at all to begin with. Number one, and then every other person that was there had fucking black masks on. So you can't sit there and honestly tell me those guys are even neo-Nazis, dude. They might be fucking federal agents for that matter, or undercover federal informants for that matter as well, dude. Hell, that Chris guy himself could be a fucking undercover federal informant for that matter. It's why he'd be legally allowed to own a gun in this country, because they would make him an informant and not give him a felony record is what it is. Shit, man, you can go in and look at the FBI groups and stuff like that, specifically that are dedicated to supposedly dealing with white hate in this country. And there's been multiple whistleblowers from the FBI at this point that have come out and said specifically they have more agents trying to find white hate than there is white hate existing in the country currently, dude. So to sit there and be like, oh, they're so giant groups, or no, they're not, dude. They either don't exist at all, or if they do, they're in such small ass numbers. It's like single digit people is what it is. Now, if you want to go in to talk about like black supremacy, or you want to go and talk about like other races and stuff like that, being super racist and shit like that, okay, fine, that's cool, dude. Because guess what? BLM is some of the biggest black supremacists out there right now, dude. Legitimately. They're more of a threat to this country than anybody else is for that matter, dude. Or in that same vein of thing, fucking Islam. You know? When you got Islamic terrorists being imported every day of this country's history right now for the past like several years is what it is. They're a major threat to this nation, dude. As foreign standing armies is what it is, bro. And the same thing, so forth and so on, with all these people jumping our border every day, dude. Whether it be from Central American countries, or whether it be them being dropped off by Soros NGOs into those countries, and then them coming across our border in caravans and stuff. I mean, shit, we had a caravan the other day. It's like 1,000 deep in El Paso sector, dude. Right outside the Texas-El Paso border there is what it is, dude. Or I should say, right between the El Paso, Texas border and the Mexico border there in that sector is what it was. And the whole entire point of it is that to sit there and say without evidence, by the way, and this is another thing that Dusty guy talked about in that video, was without any shred of evidence whatsoever, tried to claim that all these Nazis / neo-Nazis are Trump supporters. Okay, show me the fucking evidence, bro. Show me video proof of that shit. Of these guys taking the masks off and going into a fucking voting place and voting Trump. Oh yeah, you never can, dude, because you're a slanderous fucking gaslighting piece of shit, dude. And that's the entire point of the matter. And then what's interesting is when you go to places like Social Blade and you start looking up this Cult of Dusty Guy's channel, some very interesting things come about here, which specifically, this is, hang on, I'm trying to get my things together here. This is the Social Blade thing for that Cult of Dusty Guy's channel here. So this guy supposedly has 224,000 subscribers there. Has under 1,000 uploads, by the way, which I think is very interesting, and that's very telling for someone that's been on YouTube for several years now is what it is. And then you look at where the guy's numberation is here for various like sub view counts and stuff like that. So you go back to March the 4th, it's just under 7,000. The 5th had nobody. The 6th had just over 8,000. The 7th had just over 8,000. The 9th had just under 12,000. And then it's like 3,000, a little over 12,000, a little under 7,000, just over 10,000, just under 8,000. And then as of yesterday, it was just under 4,000. And it's like, that just doesn't add up, dude. And what makes sense actually on that one is when you start looking into this stuff and you actually see that this guy's most likely buying subscribers is what it is. Which is not that hard to do, honestly. You can get a bunch of subs for very cheap is what it is, dude. I would never personally do it because I'm not going to, sub up my count like that's what it is, dude. But yeah, when you see small ass numbers like that, when it's like a few thousand and you have like hundreds of thousands of people supposed to subscribe to you, the numbers don't correlate, dude, because at least you would have at least a 25% rate going back there and stuff like that to get your accounts up is what it is. So yeah, I just don't buy that shit at all, dude. But anyway, what I think is very interesting too, and this is something that even Ford Fisher had a video of there in Wadsworth last week, which I still can't find the secondary. Like, I don't know if he deleted it off of Twitter or what it was, dude, or maybe Twitter yanked it or something like that. There is actual video, or it might have actually been the news to share, like the longer live stream there on the YouTube channel here. But either way, I think it still exists out there some places what it is. But there is video evidence of when this supposed neo-Nazi group showed up there in Wadsworth last weekend. They were unfurling like a bullshit little banner is what it is, dude. And you had every person that was there that were independent folks that were right-wing people and stuff like that telling them to fuck off out of the state. Like, they were like, get the fuck out of here. You're not wanted here, et cetera, et cetera. So to sit there and try to claim that these people are on the same side, you're an absolute fucking liar, Cult of Dusty. You are a complete fucking scumbag lying piece of shit, dude. And I'm calling your bitch ass out. I'm exposing you, motherfucker. Because I'm sick and tired of this shit, dude. Don't even try to come into my state and talk shit about my state and fucking lump a bunch of people in to groups that they're not part of is what it is, dude. Hell, for all we know, your bitch ass old man was one of the people underneath this fucking mask the other day, dude. Or one of those fucking Patriot fraud boys is what it was, dude. Like, seriously. We don't know that you weren't. And that's the thing, dude. The left, every chance that they get, project. Every single fucking time. They sit there and gaslight you, and they project the things that they actually are. It's just like all the pedophile stuff, dude. When you see all these teachers out there right now, dude, doing all kinds of sick shit with little kids and stuff, dude, and being busted as child molesters or being busted in school systems with the progressive pride flags and the BLM flags in the school systems and stuff like that, dude, it's always left-wing people. It's always Democrat voter base is what it is, dude, that are protected by these bullshit teachers unions is what it is right now, dude. It's never a bunch of right-wing teachers doing that stuff, dude. It's always left-wing nut jobs. Usually women, for that matter, by the way, which is very interesting and telling. But it makes sense when you look into the actual, leftist commie cult indoctrination of our education system in college right now, because it all falls back to the fact that they take these throwaway feminist courses, aka women and gender studies courses, during their majors for education is what it is. So it's usually like a major in education and like a minor in women and gender studies or something like that is what they'll have on their actual record of education and stuff like that. So anywho, it's just a bunch of shit either way, dude. And like I said, it's one of these situations where these people want to sit there and talk a lot of shit without any evidence at all to back it up, dude. Like, they have no receipts is what it is, dude, because they know they're fucking lying. Because they know that they're lying about the truth, and they know that when the shit hits the fan, they're going to be the ones knee deep in it, is what it is, dude. And that's the problem right now. And then people wonder why it's all these leftist people that keep trying to push us towards, civil war and civil conflict and stuff like that right now, dude. And it's like, all we asked you people was leave the kids alone, man. That's all you had to do. Literally all you had to do. But you keep pushing and you keep poking and you keep prodding. And then you'll wonder why you get pushed back against, dude. It's not that hard to figure out, dude. People will only take so much before they finally have enough, is what it is. And it's why we're heading down that road right now. Towards a 1776 or towards an 1800s event. Because it's only a matter of time before something pops off. I don't know what it's going to look like, honestly. I don't think anybody does at this matter. Because we're sitting in a precipice of history right now that we have never experienced before, honestly. There might have been some other civilization, light years away from us is what it is right now, that experienced something similar in their own time, 1,000 years back or something like that, dude. But for us right now, the computer age and everything else like that, the technology age, we are living in unprecedented times right now, dude. There's never been a time period in history where you had instantaneous access to things right now, dude, where you had instantaneous access where you can literally pick up a phone in your hand, scroll through the internet, and find like actual answers to stuff, dude. And unfortunately, because of that, it's making people dumber. It's making a lot of people into either midwits or just nitwits entirely, dude. And truthfully, that's what the Dusty guy is nitwit, is what it is, dude. He acts like he's intelligent, but he's just a fucking leftist jackass, is what it is, dude, for real. Just like most of these people. And they want to sit there and act like they have any kind of moral superiority on anybody when they don't, dude. They're the ones that are the most degrading and self-centered scumbags out there, is what it is, dude. That have no actual morals whatsoever, dude. And they'll sit there and enable the shit, is what it is, dude. Again, you want to go have some fucking drag queen show or whatever the case be, dude, with a bunch of adults? Fine, whatever. Don't be going and fucfucking doing some bullshit, calling it drag queen story hour and reading fucking books to children while looking like fucking full-blown demons in most cases, dude. Because that's what they look like, honestly. Like, the ones that are doing that stuff, dude, they put so much makeup and other things on, they look like literal fucking demons. Spawned out of hell by Satan himself. And that's exactly what the whole point is, dude. It's to try to normalize insanity on the next generation of impressionable children so these kids don't know what way is up anymore, is what it is, dude. And I was watching a good one earlier, actually. It was a little, like, 2-minute clip or something like that from Mike Cernovich out of Florida the other day where the General Assembly there was passing some legislation or whatever that was basically, it was like an expansion on parental rights bill or something like that is what it was. And yeah, you had all these people in there that were either claiming to be transgender or non-binary or whatever the case be, or like parents of these kids is what it is, dude. And it's all a bunch of nut jobs, dude. It's the exact reason why we need to have state hospitals in this country again. Everything that happened in the Reagan administration when we got rid of state hospitals, dude, was one of the worst time periods in this country's history because it's just allowed this psychotic insanity to fester for fucking 4 decades now. And when you have that kind of stuff going on continuously, it's only a matter of time before the inmates completely run the asylum. And we're very close to that time period in history right now, dude. And that's the scary part. And that's why you're seeing people push back against this stuff with sanity is what it is, dude. Because we see the insane going on across this nation and we're finally having enough of it is what it is, dude. We ask one thing of you people. Do not fuck with children. And what do? You fuck with children. And that's why you're being pushed back against. It's that simple. Don't fuck with the kids. And we'll all go our separate ways. And we can have peaceable fucking separation is what it is, dude. A peaceable divorce, if you will, on that one, dude. If you want to fracture America that way and do a 2 America thing, y'all go one way and we'll go the other way and stuff like that. That's cool, bro. And we can have that peaceable divorce. But that's the problem. These people don't want that peaceable divorce, dude. They want those clashes. They want that violence is what it is. And they're going to eventually get it is what it is, dude. It's only a matter of time. You have Antifa already going out there and doing all kinds of crazy shit, not only in Georgia anymore, but they're going around attacking every place else for that matter, dude. Attacking pro-life pregnancy centers, setting them afire, stuff like that. Attacking random people in the streets across multiple states now and stuff like that, etc., dude. And yeah, it's just insanity. There was one the other day, actually, and this is one thing I think was very interesting too, by the way, and very telling of this country's history, is when you start looking into the places that have a bunch of anti-gun bills as law on the books right now, you start seeing Antifa and BLM, etc., pop up in very big numbers of terrorism in these states. There was an event at some place in California the other day where it was, I believe it was Charlie Kirk or somebody was supposed to be talking, and you had groups of Antifa show up there and basically threaten and intimidate everybody, trying to block the pathway for people to get in and out of the event is what it was, dude. And then assaulting them when they tried to move past the people is what it was, dude. And it's like, that right there shows you everything you need to know, dude, because it's going on in California, one of the worst anti-gun states in this entire country's history right now. And that's where their strongholds are at, dude. It's like California, it's Oregon, it's Washington State, it's all these places that they're disarming the American people is what it is, dude. Meanwhile, you try that shit here in Ohio, and guess what you see? A bunch of people showing up armed is what it is, dude. You try that shit in fucking, any constitutional carry state across this country right now, dude, and you're going to have armed citizenry is what it is, dude. Not putting up with it anymore, dude. So, yeah, it's a bunch of shit, honestly. I actually do want to mention something before we finish off this episode, too, because this all has to do with Wadsworth last week. So, there was the one guy I was talking about in that video, looked like he pulled out a gun or whatever from his coveralls and stuff like that. It turns out that guy specifically, it was not a gun that he had. It was a like pepper blaster or something like that, which apparently is like this it almost looks like a crazy ass taser, but apparently it shoots like pepper balls and stuff like that. That's what it is. So that's what was being fired at the people in the crowd that were macing everybody. That was a bunch of leftists macing everybody before the whole thing happened there. And yeah, he was basically pulling it out to like shoot pepper balls back at them in response. Is what it was then. I think he ended up being arrested for that. Is what it was though, which is interesting because when you look at people that actually were arrested that day, it was like one dude like that, and then it was like a bunch, like one leftist person or whatever the case be, even though there should have been like 20 Antifa types that were arrested that day is what it is, dude. And honestly, that's why I say to the people out there that were at that event, that were on the right side and stuff like that were being assaulted by Antifa and BLM and stuff like that were there, dude, fucking sue the shit out of the Wadsworth PD at this point, dude. Sue the Wadsworth cops, sue the mayor, sue the city council, etc., dude, and get yourself a payday right now, because you are never going to get justice until these police actually shape the fuck up or ship the fuck out is what it is, dude. Because they are going to sit there and they're going to protect these leftist scumbags who are actual terrorists in this country from being arrested, etc. Well, they'll arrest you for actually defending yourself from these little pieces of shit is what it is, dude. So anyway, that's about it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll be back again at some point later today. Probably we'll be talking about Michigan's recent anti-gun legislation going through, whether it be the red flag laws, universal background check laws, stuff like that, and how it's unconstitutional. I am currently trying to talk to people that live in Michigan to start up a Michigan Patriot Education Network currently, and they can use the moniker then to sue the shit out of the state of Michigan is what it'll be then, dude. Because Michigan needs to be sued right now, dude. Whitmer needs to be sued. All these leftists that push this crap through need to be sued, et cetera, et cetera. And it's as simple as that, really. So, anyway, that's about it for today. Like I said, I'll be back later for that other one. And until then, I will see you guys in the next one.